Hey, what it do, homies and homettes? Shit. I just said homettes. Did I? Did I just make up a word? I don't know what to call the ladies. I don't want to call them ladies, females. Some people, some women take that disrespectful. But homettes, I'm gonna call y'all the homettes. I just made up a word, I guess. But welcome to the pod. Appreciate y'all for tuning in once again. Hey, I was just, thinking and shooting the shit the other day, and man, I just remember back in the day, when dating was dating, you had to shoot your shot and or you tell your homeboy, hey, tell old girl, I said, what's up? And the homie will point over and if everything's smooth, everything good, you get the number. And so she'll be like, hey, tell him to come here or whatever. Y'all talking. But, then we went to the online dating thing and man, I got stories for you for the online dating. You had black people meet. You had black. I don't want to say Black Planet was like an online dating. It was more like a Facebook type thing for black people, but niggas was getting dates off that bad boy. So I guess you could put it as a hybrid like social media, online dating. You had Tinder at its hype, plenty of fish. Plenty of Fish was my shit. And I actually had a few dates off of Plenty of Fish. Actually, met my wife off Plenty of Fish. Crazy story. I'll get into it one day. But Plenty of Fish, man. First of all, online dating at its hype. Because now all that shit trash. And they had like Facebook dating and shit. All that shit trash. But um, online dating at its hype. Man, I know niggas that got stories, like stories. Like, first of all, I ain't bashing nobody, nothing like that. You gonna hear me say that all the time when you come watch this pod. I ain't bashing nobody because I'm not. I love everybody. You do what you do. At the end of the day, what you eat don't make me what shit. So I ain't bashing nobody, but why is it that you got these guys that's they was parading around as women, even if they were joking. Which sometimes, they were catfishing, they joking and stuff like that. But when you click on the section for POF, those of y'all that use POF or don't that didn't use POF, you put your name, information, whatever, little bio about yourself, where you live at, your area, your radius, and all that, and you pick the age range of the women you looking for, um, ethnicity, and all that. And man, when I tell you it was a flood of guys in there, and I'm like, y'all ain't gotta fake the funk. If you like, you looking for dudes and you a dude, just put yourself in the dude section and say you looking for a dude, but trying to dress up as a woman and parade around as a woman, like, come on now. And then they wouldn't say it, in their bio. I had so many um people in my inbox, and I'm like, where y'all pictures at? Where's some up to date, some recent stuff? And it was never like, so I was like, it was never up to date. So I knew, I was like, y'all trying to catfish, y'all trying to play games. But again, I ain't bashing nobody. Whatever your sexual preference is, it's cool. It's all good with me. I ain't tripping. But POF was crazy, bro. Like, man, I had a chick, you know, read the bio. Me personally, when I was on them online sites and dating sites, especially POF, I'm reading the bio. I'm trying to see what you're about, or at least what you put to see if you know you lying. Cause I might message you. You might say, "Oh, I'm into drawing," or my hobby is watching football. I love basketball. So I might shoot my shot in the inbox, and I might start saying something about what you put in your bio. And if you can't answer back, some shit that's relevant, like let's say, yo, favorite team is the Golden State Warriors, and I say, hey man, I see you like Golden State, like who your favorite player on Golden State, and you come back with some shit like, oh, my favorite player is Zach Levine. Like, clearly you lying, cause you don't know what you're talking about. So I read the bio and I inbox, and if you pass the test on that, we cool. But I mean, it ain't even about passing the test because a lot of times people was just on there just for shits and giggles. Wasn't nobody really on there looking for a relationship. They can put that on there and get 1,000 inboxes, but especially on them online dating sites, women had the power. Like for real, had the power. But um, you know, I just I wanna go over like some pet peeves of mine. Like I feel like when it comes to what you're looking for, your criteria in a partner, like oh man, I can't tell you how many profiles I went by, and it was saying like oh you gotta be 6 feet and up to ride this ride, or you to talk to me, and I'm like damn, y'all singling niggas out for their height. And the crazy part is these chicks would be like 5 feet, 5'1", 5'2", like no taller than 5'5". Now if you saying, oh, like again, your preference is your preference. But if you saying, oh, I want a man that's 6 feet and up and you 5'11", all right, cool. You 5'10", 5'11", you 6 feet, cool. I get it. But ma'am, you 5'1", 5'2", even with heels on, I'm still taller than you, baby girl. What's going on? And they always say, "Oh well, everyone I was running into, I'll still shoot my shot." And they look at my profile, some of them will respond, but the height would get you. Like, well, I usually don't talk to men that's your height. I need me a tall man that make me feel secure. It's tall niggas out here getting beat up. Like, don't fake the fun. Let's keep it for real. It's niggas out here that's 6 feet and up getting their ass whooped because either they don't know how to fight or they scary, whatever it is. So you saying, oh, I want to be a tall man that make me feel secure, negative. Get the hell out of here with that. And other things would be like you would see like, oh, I don't want again, your preference is your preference, but make it make sense. I don't want a man with kids. Girl, you got 2 kids. So it's okay for me to date you and potentially be with you and take care of your kids because we going to be together. I got to accept you and we'll come with you. So I'm going to accept you and your kids, but I can't have kids because you don't want to take care of my kids' relationship. Whatever the reason is, I'm not saying it is or it ain't. But they had to me, it was a lot of shit on there that didn't make sense when it came to excuse me, I was still going through this little cold spell with this weather changing. But anyway, it was a lot of stuff on these profiles that wasn't making sense. And like you would put, oh, I'm looking for casual meet, date, no relationship, or just for friends or something like that. And you slide in the inbox and it's just like these girls would be dry. Like I could be and not faking nothing. Like you could literally be talking about me in your bio or what you looking for. And I could slide into that bad boy and you like either not paying me no attention or you telling me my height or you being dry with this shit and you start responding. I'm like, what are you really on here for? What is the purpose of you being on this app if you not doing what you say you gonna do when it come to this what you putting? Because if you putting anything on there and it don't make sense, you just put anything on there at all, it don't make sense. You look crazy. So like I said, that like at the height of online dating, yeah, it was fun, but people was really just on there not looking for nothing. They was just doing shit just to do shit. And me personally, I wasn't singling a lot of women out. Like you could have been short, you could have been tall, you could have been skinny, you could have had some weight on you. As long as it looked, proportionate, you look good. It ain't just oozing out everywhere. I don't mind with getting with the big girls. I never minded getting with the big girls. Hey, big girls, they take care of you. All the women take care of you, treat them right. But the big girls, shit, beautiful. That's where the term BBW came from. Black beautiful women, big beautiful women. I ain't never had a problem with the big girls. So I was fat, tall, skinny, small, whatever. But I did prefer, thick chick, whatever. But man, a lot of times, like I can tell you my pet peeves. I would be on women profiles, and man, I can't tell you how many times I see a woman smoking. I ain't talking about weed. I'm talking about them damn cigarettes. Ugh. Like old girl from TikTok, her name, yuck. That shit nasty, bro. Nasty work. Like I don't like no woman that smoke no damn cigarettes. Like, come on now, what we doing? What we doing here? That's straight rat poison. And they be like, you take them cigarettes out, hitting the pack like, nah, that's a big turn off when it came to that. So seeing women, with cigarettes and shit in their pictures, just like the women have their criteria when they look at men and they pictures and what they looking for. Mine number one was smoking. Um, Number two, after experiencing it in person, hitting them damn angles, bro. Taking them pictures in the bathroom with your ass on the sink. You really ain't got none. It just look big because you sitting on the sink, or you hitting it sideways like that, doing that, and you really like if you got weight on you, you got weight on you. But if you look good and you carry yourself well, ain't nothing to worry about. You gonna get chose. Somebody gonna choose you. But oh man, I my first encounter, with a chick on there. She was younger than me, a couple of years, maybe like 3, 4 years, and I'm the type of nigga. If you putting your government on there, especially on this site, I'm gonna look you up first to see what you really about, just in case you lying to me. So one particular chick, like I said, she was younger than me, whatever. She put her whole name on there. So I looked her up on Facebook, and this I'm gonna say this back in, oh man, um, it couldn't have been 20. I don't want to say 2011. I'm gonna say like 2014 ish, somewhere around that, 2013, 2014. Um, I was like, so anyway, I looked this girl up, and I seen her profile on Facebook. She looked good. I was like, okay, so she not catfishing me. This is really her. But I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling, I'm scrolling. Bam, what I find? This motherfucker had a girlfriend. Like, and I guess they wasn't together no more. But I was like, so what you doing on POL talking to dudes? You got a whole girl out here. So I ain't never say nothing to her. I just I kept talking to her, kept entertaining it. We was supposed to link up, and lo and behold, the day before we supposed to link, she hit me up in the inbox like, "Hey, I just want to talk to you. I got something to tell you." And I'm like, "What you got to tell me?" So she's like, "Well, you know, I was dating girls, and I had a girlfriend. We broke up, you know, some months back, and I'm blah blah blah. You're not telling me nothing I don't already know because I did my research." But I was like, "All right, that's cool." She was like, "Well, I'm sorry. I don't, you know." Can we reschedule our date? I thought you was gonna be mad. I'm not even mad, but it's cool if you feel like you're not down for the day or whatever. So me and this chick never actually met up in person based off of that. We kept talking after that, but the dates never fell through. So I mean, it was what it was. She was, she was cool just from conversation and shit like that. But whatever. Move on to the next one. And this other chick I met on there, talking to her. She had a kid. At the time I had one kid. Um, we talking back and forth. But hey, when I tell you I met this girl in person, she hit me with the catfish so hard. Them angles that she was hitting in them pictures, bro, made me feel like you just completely lied to me. And the crazy part was beautiful face card, 100%. She was she was a 10 out of 10 in the face. Body wasn't she wasn't. I must say she was a thick girl. She was like she was heavy set, but it wasn't disproportionate. It fit her body, but I guess her self esteem or something may have been low, or she thought maybe she didn't like her size or something. Cause every picture it was no straight up picture, it was no straight side picture. It was all angles. But like I said, when I met her, she was cool. Like I'm like she had a good little vibe. Like she was vibrant. She was talkative. She had like stuff going for herself, and like we had a good time. And we only had that one date, and that date, man, we was out for I'm gonna say a good 3 hours. Like we met up, we talked, went to the movies, left the movies, talked in the parking lot. Man, we like went to the gas station or something. Then we stopped somewhere else and was talking. Like we stayed out for a minute. So I'm thinking like I would have me personally at that time I would have talked to her. But I don't know what happened after that. It did kind of make me upset that she hit me with the angles, but I'm like, you didn't have to do that. So afterwards, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Like a lot of times when I was on that app, man, if I went on a date with a chick, we might talk one time. If I seen them, one time in person, it was over after that. We were talking, that happened several times. But I don't really know why they was lying like that. Like all the pictures that I had of me on that bad boy was me. Like recent pictures. I wouldn't put no picture in there that was like 6 months old or anything like that. All my pictures that I had at the time was like 2, 3 months old. Shit. Sometimes even within that month. So um I just didn't get the whole the reason why they was on there and the things that was going on. Which brings me to the other thing. These women had so many requirements for what they wanted from the guys, from the men. Like, how can you say you want a man that got a job, got a car, got his own crib, ain't got no baby mama drama, and they basically want a relationship, and you may have a few of those things, but everything ain't lined up. Like, man, it was women on there stayed at the crib with their people, which was fine with me. I don't care. I stayed at the crib. At the time, I was still living at home. I was, trying to get back on my feet, or not necessarily get back on my feet, but stack some money up, get my own spot, stuff like that. But I had a car and I had a job, and I was able to do for me. I ain't need no help providing for myself, nothing like that. But it was women on there. They ain't had no job. They ain't had no car. They was living with their people. And you trying to tell a man like, oh, you gotta be able to have X, Y, and Z, and you ain't even got A? Like, man, get your ass up out of here with that. Like you sound crazy trying to put these stipulations and these high standards and requirements on a man when you ain't got it. So, I mean, like I say, at the height of POF and Tinder and all of these online dates, it was great. It was fun, but you had to weed through a lot of bullshit. A lot of bullshit. So it is what it is. I had fun with it, whatever. I'm out the dating game anyway. I know dating game these days is trash, especially with the way social media is. Everybody is a celebrity. Everybody got this, that, and the third. They really ain't got it. They not living like they living. In real life like they are on social media. So it don't make sense. But whatever. Something else that I want to talk about. So I saw this post, and it said that a single mom that is protecting her baby from an inconsistent dad doesn't mean that she's bitter. And I think that's a blanket statement because, yeah, it's true, but it all depends on the situation and what you think or what that woman thinks. What that woman thinks is inconsistency. So, a lot of times in these relationships, and I'm only going off of what I've been through, and two, what I've seen from the people around me and what they've been through. So a lot of times these women are calling men, or us fathers deadbeat or inconsistent because we're not doing it when they want it or how they want it, or we've moved on or don't want to deal with them anymore. So I could agree in the sense of if you're not asking for nothing from the father but time, you need to come spend time with this kid and they ain't spending no time, or they come spend time whenever they want to and they not helping out and stuff like that, I can see that as inconsistencies. But if that man working and he can't come pick Junior up when you need him to because he got a job, that's not inconsistent. Or that man still got a life that he got to live outside of you, and he can't give you $200-300 every time you want it. So now you put him on child support. He can't give you that money because he got his own bills to pay sometimes, and it coincides with when you need the money. He can't give it to you, and you call him inconsistent. Now you're looking for child support, which is a whole nother bag I'm gonna dip into on another day. Not even gonna go into that because I could talk about that all damn day. So anyway, it just depends on what the woman calls inconsistent. So, like I said, it's some guys out here, some dads out here that ain't doing nothing. I know them. I know some personally, and it don't make sense to me. I don't see how you can help create a seed and not take care of that seed or see that seed grow and love them and do all that and want to see them be better than you. But I just it's inconsistent dads out here, but still it's a lot of bitter mamas out. There's a lot of bitter baby mamas out here, and they using inconsistency and saying inconsistent as a a way to say that the dad is a bad dad. And they really not. Like even the mama could be. Oh man, she could be the most. Doing the most, give you the hardest time in the world. Don't want to act right. Blah 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 blah. It is what it is. Yeah. So anyway, like I was saying, they could be doing the most, and man, dealing with a bitter or baby mama that feel like the mother of your kid that feel like they ain't got no closure or whatever. They gonna do the most. And I mean, it's hard. It's hard to deal with. It's hard to deal with the same with that same way that they're saying that they don't want to deal with, this inconsistent dad. We don't want to deal with no inconsistencies with you either when it comes to how you feel and how your emotions are, because I'm not doing what you want me to do when you want me to do it. As long as I'm in my child's life and my child loves me and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, damn everything else that you talking about and that you got going on, because you're just trying to make um hell for me to see my kid and pit my kid against me and stuff, and telling everybody else that, oh, he inconsistent and blah 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 blah. So I mean, what y'all think about that? I again, that's a pet peeve of mine too when it comes to women in relationships, because it don't work out all the time, and we know that things don't work out. But to be on the same page is great, or to at least try. Especially when it comes to co-parenting, because that kid gonna need you at the end of the day. That kid gonna need both of y'all. Kid is gonna need both of y'all. So doing all that back and forth, fussing and fighting and all that, it don't make sense to even go that route, because at the end of the day, you're only gonna hurt the kid, and that kid gonna suffer, and now y'all both gonna be looking crazy. I know it's easier said than done, but hey, y'all gotta do better with that, man. So anyway, um, I got a question. What would you rather have? Um, a person that cleans and don't cook, or a person that cooks but don't clean? I can tell you my personal preference. I would rather have you clean and not cook. And I say that because, one, I ain't finna act like I'm, top chef in here, Chef Boyardee, got my own skill set when it comes in the kitchen. Like, I'm just cold like that, but I can make some meals. I can cook. I want to be in a clean house. I want my shit clean. I like it clean. I like it neat. I like it organized. I like it to be a certain way, especially when people come over. Like, I don't like coming home and I walk in and it's filthy. And I guarantee you, if you get with somebody that, if you were in that scenario and you chose a person that cooked, and I'm gonna say in this scenario, if they cooking and they're not clean, they probably cold in the kitchen. But guess what? All them dishes and stuff gonna get clean, cause they don't clean. They just cooking. I would rather you not be able to. You man, you better make. If you can't cook, we can make some decent money together. We can go buy food when I don't feel like cooking. But I'd rather have you cleaning. Like, I want everything clean from top to bottom. Like, the bathrooms, the kitchen, the living room, the dining room, the bedroom, like the garage, everything gotta be neat. Like, I get it. Everything ain't gotta be perfect. But my motto and what I believe in is there's a space for everything. And sometimes you got a clean house. And when I say, no pun intended, you got a clean house, I mean, like, you got to get some of that old stuff up out of there. So either you can make room for some new stuff, or just have that extra space and not have that clutter. Because you got too much clutter in your home, that ain't good. Having clutter and being dirty, they bring bugs. They bring dirt. They bring dust. Now your air quality in your home ain't right. Now you getting sick. Now you trying to figure out what's going on. So I would much rather have somebody that cleans and not cooks. Because at the end of the day, getting a meal making a meal. Somebody gonna be able to make something, whether it be hell, put it in the oven, warm it up in the microwave. Like I maybe I don't need you for that. I don't need you for that. You ain't. It's a thousand places out here we can get a good meal. It's a bunch of food we can pick up from the store. We don't feel like I don't feel like cooking or whatever. So keep it clean, keep it nice, keep it keep it funky, and not in a bad way funky. Keep it funky, like keep it clean, whatever. But I again, I can rant about this type of stuff all day. I know I'm all over the place, but bruh, that even you know cleaning. To segue into the next thing, you gotta have a good playlist for cleaning. And that's one of my other things when it comes to relationships and dating. What is your playlist like? What type of music do you listen to? And when I'm cleaning, I'm listening to all the old school. I'm listening to Earth, Wind and Fire, Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle. I love, man, if they never made rap music ever again, and they made fire ass R&B. Bring that '90s R&B back, especially the '90s, but the early 2000s. They brought that back, and it was in this bag like it was back then. Bro, I'd be cool on the rap. I really would be cool. Um, man, I love R&B. Like even the pop songs that's got that R&B vibe. I love that. I love that. Love that music for real. Um, I saw a post and it was like, what artists do you think um are overrated? And of course they were talking about hip hop artists. I didn't see a lot of R&B people on that list. I can't even remember no R&B people on that list. Actually, as I'm thinking about it, but man, they were saying like, oh, Jay Z, Drake, a bunch of people was chiming in saying, oh, Drake, 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 Drake. And I call bullshit on that simply because niggas was on Drake heavy until this Kendrick beef. And once, everybody say he took the L to Kendrick, they start, oh, Drake lost, Drake lost, Drake lost. We not messing with Drake, we not messing with Drake. But let's keep it for real. Y'all niggas was jamming Drake and listening to Drake for over 10 years before him and Kendrick beef. Like, so them all them talking about, oh, Drake, he not good or he overhyped, da 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 da. Like, bro, Drake can put out some good stuff, and I'm a Drake fan. Again, I ain't like a lot of his. I don't say I haven't liked a lot of his new stuff, but his new stuff haven't hit, of course, like it did back then. And he, I guess, trying to rebrand himself or figure out his sound now, especially after this Kendrick stuff. But he's still putting out some bangers. So to say he bad or overrated or whatever is crazy. And to say Jay Z, like, bro, so Jay Z, from my understanding, he was around, when Pac and Biggie and all, like, not even Pac. I mean, yeah, he was around with Pac, but like in New York City, in New York, like when Biggie and all of, like, in the '90s, he was around. I don't think he was heavily listened to, or he was drug dealing too. Real talk. He was out there, and he done said this. He was out there. He was trying to rap and get some legit money too. But hey, when after Biggie was gone and they needed like a new face and all that, he took over. Like Jay Z, favorite album, Black Album. I don't care what nobody say. Black Album. I know niggas gonna be like Reasonable Doubt or something like that. But me personally, I'm gonna say Black Album. Black Album was my introduction to Jay Z. I had heard, a couple songs here and there from him, but when I heard Black Album, I'm sold. I was sold on that. I was like, yeah, Jay Z, that nigga. And again, he got some other albums. Like I like, of course, the album here Kanye did. Man, I wish, Kanye wouldn't have tripped out like that. They could have. kept bringing that heat, made another album. Damn, excuse me. But man, Jay Z not overrated, and now he in his bag. He doing the business thing and all that. So if you don't care for him rapping right now, cause he older, he one of the OGs now. That's cool. But to say Jay Z overrated, boo, negative. So I don't even know where they was coming up with that from. Another rapper, they said Eminem, and I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I agree. I agree, Eminem overrated. And I like Eminem. And now let me say this before I say anything else. I haven't listened to none of Eminem music in the past whatever years. I don't know how long it's been. I ain't listened to none of Eminem music unless they play some on the radio or it just popped across the screen or something. I ain't listened to it, but I felt like the Slim Shady days and a little bit after that, that was the Eminem that you wanted to jam because he came in, he was hitting you with the punchline, he was gimmicky. It was cool. I felt like that was his lane. But let me say this. I feel like he's overrated because he's a white rapper. And I feel like this because we all know the industry is dominated by black people. And when you get another race in there that's cold, you like, he compared to this person, he compared to this person, he up here. But that's because of their skin color, their ethnicity, or whatever. They're not black, so you putting them up there. But I feel like if Eminem would have come out and he was a black rapper, he was just another black rapper, he would not be where he is right now. Because there are other rappers out there that are cold, like stupid crazy, and they ain't even getting the type of shine that M has gotten over the years. And I'm not taking nothing away from Eminem. I'm really not. If you like him, you like him. But I just feel like if he were not white, if he were black, he wouldn't be in that conversation like that. He wouldn't. But you don't see a lot of white rappers just being cold like that. So when you put a white rapper in a black dominated industry and they hold their own like that, you start putting them on a pedestal. So I agreed with them saying that Eminem was overrated, and when it came to that. Now let's go on to Kendrick. Kendrick overrated? Hell no. Kendrick is cold, man. Kendrick done let out so much stuff. He's done conscious rap type. He done the hood rap shit. He done the proper rap shit. Like Kendrick is cold. You can't, man. Like I'ma say, um, let me pull up. Give me a second. Let me pull up Kendrick discography right now, and I'ma tell you if it's a banger or not. Just based off my personal opinion, I'm gonna tell you if it's a banger or not. Let's see. So for albums, let's go to the whole. Let's go to his whole discography. So I don't know what overly dedicated is. I never heard that, so I can't say whether it was a banger or not. Um, Section 80, I heard a few songs off of that, and they were okay. So I'm not gonna just say it was a banger, but I'm gonna say it was good. Good Kid, Mad City was really when I like was listening to Kendrick. Certified album, banger album. To Pimp a Butterfly, banger album. Then he had these songs he put out. It's Untitled, Unmastered, where none of them have titles because clearly it's called Untitled, and the songs are unmastered. It was just some songs that he probably he ended up didn't using for his albums. And I don't really want to call it an album. It's more like an EP. But the songs on there, they funny. Some of them are gimmicky. Some of them are a little conscious. So I'm gonna say it's a banger because I fuck with them. Damn. If you say damn not a good album, you a damn fool because damn was cold. And that's the one I feel like took him to a whole nother stratosphere. He solidified it. Okay, I'm Kendrick Lamar, I'm that nigga, whatever, whatever. Um, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I liked it, but a lot of people say that I know and that I've talked to say it was cool, but it kind of went down some from Damn. So from Damn to Mr. Morale and Big Steppers, they say it went down, but again, I still like it. Um, if I had to give it a grade, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. That's still a passing grade. And Gen X there at one. Gen X, I'm gonna get it. I ain't gonna give it a 10. I'm gonna give it a 9. But Gen X, man, come on, bro. Y'all really want to sit here and say Kendrick overrated? And I ain't talking about y'all, but I'm saying like from these posts and stuff I'm reading, like, bro, Kendrick is not overrated. Kendrick is not overrated at all. You gotta be a damn fool to think that. Like, you don't know music or good hip hop or whatever. To each their own, I guess. You got your own opinion. I got mine. Whatever. It is what it is. But like I say, man, I just been ranting today. This is the rant episode. This is the rant episode. So, I'm gonna get at y'all with more topics at another time. But again, man, I just like to say thank y'all for tuning in as always. I appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all, man. Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Hope y'all ain't eat too much. Go exercise, get some of that weight off. Again, appreciate y'all tuning in. Love y'all, man. Y'all be easy. Peace. I'm out.